Welcome back to the vlog, guys. My name is Ezra. This vlog is going to be a little bit different, as you can see. Today, the day that this vlog will be posted, will mark 1 year when Prime Minister Trudeau said these words.
Enough is enough. Go home and stay home.
I remember sitting at lunch with friends in the dining hall of 502 Spadina, and everyone was glued to the TV. I even have a photo of it. By this time, the World Health Organization had already declared a global pandemic. Schools started to shut down, sports were canceled, and it just began to snowball from there. And it was all that everyone talked about. So these last few days, I went and talked to some of our staff and asked them to recount the time when they remember hearing the words, "Go home and stay home." Now that it's been a year, I also asked them what has the pandemic taught them and what's something that they look forward to doing once the pandemic is behind us. Let's listen to what they had to say, but first, let's hit the intro.
First thought came to my mind is all about our clients. Of course, we have houses, homes, we can go home, but when I think about the clients, it's really break my heart. They have, other than us, they have nobody to go. So that's my worry and concern.
At that time when it was announced that everybody need to stay home, I feel like suddenly the world is closed, we're all isolated. I feel like we need more support to talk to people. I feel like there's a need to interact with each other. That time I feel so sad and isolated, yeah.
Yeah, so it really felt like it was only a week, but we'd been in it for like a month, I felt. And I just felt like, okay, well, we'll be home for a week and then we'll be back in maybe like 2 weeks or so. I was nervous actually because I was like, okay, we're going home, but what about the kids? That was like my initial reaction. Okay, what about the kids? Yeah.
Well, the pandemic has taught me many things, of course, especially to value what we have. And the first thing is just to know that God is good and He is being good through all the heights and the lows in this pandemic. And definitely that has been a good place for me to learn and to see my faith coming into action and to value family and my loved ones. Definitely community is a big piece of the things I've learned to value through this pandemic. And yeah, that has been something that I've learned through this time.
So what the pandemic has taught me is to enjoy the season that I'm in.
So something that I learned this year was just the importance of being able to go outside and be with people and things that we take for granted, just our health, just the ability to walk and to just enjoy the simple things that are outside. So that's something that I decided this year that I was just going to really absorb and take in.
I'd have to say to slow down and just enjoy life and appreciate what we have.
The pandemic has taught me how much I really love my job, just because I miss the kids so much, and it's shown me how much of a passion I have for them.
I think one thing pandemic has taught me is that we are all interdependent and we need to be more aware of others' needs and to be more compassionate toward each other and take care of each other in our family as well as in our community.
The pandemic has taught me how to reflect back and to figure out what is most important. The things that in the busyness of life that I was taking for granted, is just to look back and remove the weeds and see the beautiful flowers.
Oh man, one thing the pandemic has taught me was the value of family, because if it wasn't for my family to get me through this, man, I'd be lost, man. And it's really unfortunate that there's a lot of people out there who don't have that, and they're just like cooped up in solitary, and like it's unfortunate that the rate of certain things has skyrocketed because people's lack of family, you know. But yeah, the appreciation of family has been the biggest lesson and life experience, I should say, that the pandemic has taught me for sure.
Once the pandemic's over, I'm really looking forward to go back home and visit my family. Definitely traveling is one of the things I miss the most, but what would be traveling without my family? So yeah, definitely being together with my family, with my friends, and being able to go back home.
That's a good question. The one thing I'm looking forward to is learning how to rebalance my life again. Just seeing people, going out, traveling, while still being conscious of the things that I've learned and applying that into the year.
I'm looking forward to camping, going to the great outdoors and enjoying that sweet wildlife.
I can't do one thing, there's too many things, but number one would be to have my dad over for dinner, and number two, to go out with friends and sit on the patio and enjoy a great dinner. That's it.
Traveling. I really want to travel. I need to get out of here.
When pandemic is over, I think one thing I'm looking forward is to have a swimming class. Because I feel like in the pandemic I've been indoor for most of the time, and then it's time to go out and to do some exercise and to take care of my physical health.
But I think once the pandemic is over, it's just to give God praise and just go on a mini vacation. It doesn't have to be overseas. Just go see some other part of Ontario. I think that's something I'm really looking forward to doing.
I understand the importance of being together and loving people. So try to unite with people and do more help, spending more time with people.
Movies, man. I want to go back to the cinemas. I want to see King Kong versus Godzilla. I want to see Marvel movies again, man. Like, honestly, man. Like, the simplistic things, you know, just being able to go to my coworkers and take them out for lunch and stuff like that, you know, but mostly the cinema, yeah.
Thank you to all the staff who participated. One thing I learned during this pandemic was to be grateful in all seasons. During the pandemic, I've been home with my wife and my 2-year-old daughter. Early on in the pandemic, I actually witnessed my daughter take her very first steps, and it's been awesome to see her develop in the last 12 months. Also recognizing that in the midst of chaos and ever-changing situations, that there is a God who is still in control and who I can turn to for peace. One thing I look forward to once this pandemic is over is traveling. I would love to go back to Banff, Alberta with my family. Now we want to hear from you. Comment below what has the pandemic taught you. Also, what is something that you look forward to doing once the pandemic is behind us. Thank you so much for sticking it through this vlog. One thing I almost forgot was that we also started this vlog a year ago, just before the pandemic. Thank you so much for your support watching these vlogs. It's always fun making them. And please like this video. It's not just cliche, it actually does help us know that you want to watch more this type of content behind the scenes at the Scott Mission. We're not out of the woods just yet, guys, but we are starting to see the light near the end of the tunnel. So please stay safe, and we'll catch you guys in the next vlog. Remember, hope is still not canceled. Bye.